You didn't shrink. Good Thursday afternoon. Jerry Miller, welcome to the I Love CVille Show. It's great to be with you guys on a gorgeous day to be alive in Charlottesville, Central Virginia, and the Commonwealth. We're live. You can join us on this show by offering your comments and perspective in the comments section. I will relay them on air. I don't think there's another talk show out there where your comments will dictate and change the topic and perspective of the show. So a lot we're going to cover. We're going to start with the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. And I'm going to straight up say this. Are you guys crazy? Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, are you nuts? Are you loco en la cabeza? Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. That story to lead the program. A lot we're going to cover on today's show. And Judah Wickhauer is our director. He's fabulous. We're going to talk about a Charlottesville Area Transit employee testing positive for COVID. We're going to talk about college professors, tenured track professors being in jeopardy. We're going to talk about the film festival, Malcolm Brodgon, CBS 19 terminating a sports director because sports is not moving the needle. Yesterday's show, because of that microburst that we had ravage Charlottesville, yesterday's show caused the power here in the Macklin building to go out. So a lot of content that we could not get to yesterday, we will get to today. I encourage anyone that's watching this show to give it a like and a share. And if you could do that now, that would mean the absolute world to us. Give it a like, give it a share. And Judah Wickhauer, if you could, and I apologize for this, I have a couple of Post-it notes over there on that desk, yellow Post-it notes for the lead story. If you could bring those to me, sir, that would mean the absolute world to me. We're going to cover the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors first, and some of those notes are important. Give it a like, give it a share, guys. I am excited and proud and love connecting with you guys through this platform. I'm truly grateful that you watch and listen. I never anticipated the network growing to this magnitude, and I think that's a testament to you guys. Judah, thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for, sir. The show is presented by a number of phenomenal businesses: Anderson Seafood and Catering, Cameron Limousine, VMV Brands, the best advertising agency in Virginia, Interstate Pest and Service Company, Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine, the fabulous Patty Zeller at Animal Connection, who's moving to the Ix Park later this summer to open up her business from McIntyre. But two of our favorites, Judah, Interstate Pest and Service Companies and Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Interstate is truly a home's best friend. 4 generations of family. I have seen firsthand how much their team members mean to them, especially in this COVID landscape. Mr. Wells, I watched him do an interview with NBC 29 and talking about how much his team members mean to him. And I look up to him, Mr. Wells, the owner of the business, Greg Wells, and when he was saying, look, I got to do well by these guys, these gals, and the folks on our team. When you have that commitment to your team members, imagine what you're doing with your paying customers. So Interstate Pest and Service Companies and Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine, truly, truly, truly changing people's lives through sports medicine, chiropractic care, and physical therapy. Dr. Wagner of Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Judah Wickhauer is the director, live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world. I think the first headline is a no-brainer. J. Dubs, put it on screen and give me the thumbs up when you do. We got a board of supervisors that yesterday pretty much had a meeting, and in this meeting, they said, we're going to schedule another meeting to discuss what we're covering today. So this is a microcosm of the red tape and a microcosm of the slow-moving wheels and a microcosm of local government just being inefficient and perhaps incompetent. And yes, I said that. You have a meeting yesterday that most folks in Albemarle County are watching, and then this meeting, which is like watching paint dry, this meeting, which is tremendously confusing for everyone that's watching, this meeting culminates, finishes, concludes, halts, stops, ends, and terminates by 6 people saying, we'll wait till August 5th to make a decision. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Paralysis of analysis to a 10th degree from these 6 folks at the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. They delay a vote that's going to impact businesses across the community. So here are a couple things that I have for you, and I'm going to go to the big screen behind us, JW. So if you want to adjust the cameras there, I'm going to pull my computer over here as I teach class, and I'm going to get my Post-it notes, or some of the notes that I have here. So here's the headline from Allison of the Daily Progress. She does a good job, Crafty Panda on Twitter. I'm in incognito mode on my browser, so I get unlimited access to the Daily Progress in incognito mode. And here's some things that I have, questions that I have from reading this article here in the Charlottesville Daily Progress. So questions that I have immediately, J-Dubs, Judah Wickower, and everybody else that's watching. So a business, if it is not operating by the rules that they could set on August 5th, namely a restaurant and 50% capacity inside, this does not include employees, which is great. So if the business does not maintain 50% capacity inside its restaurant, the owner of the business can legitimately be charged with a Class 3 misdemeanor. Now, the question I have, and the question that you should have, and the question that I think most reasonable folks have, how is this going to be enforced? Who's going to police or enforce these new set of regulations? Well, believe it or not, Albemarle County is going to do 2 things. They're going to hire ambassadors, and I'm going to put that to a side right now. Yes, the county is thinking about spending your tax dollars and my tax dollars to the tune of $123,000 to hire ambassadors to go from restaurant and winery and brewery and place of business in Albemarle to keep an eye and scope things out. So at a time when we don't have money for schools, at a time when we're operating at a significant budget deficit, at a time when we don't have money to keep our roads up, at a time when our children's educational future is in absolute peril, 6 people on the Board of Supervisors in Albemarle County think it's a good idea to spend $123,000 that we do not have to create an ambassador type of setup to police people. Okay, I'm going to put that to side from now. I think it's stupid, but I'm going to put it to side for now. The Albemarle County Board of Supervisors are legitimately, after the ambassadors scope out the business, and after the ambassadors go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 18, 9, up over 50% capacity, the ambassadors then pick up the phone, and you know who they call? Not the Ghostbusters. They don't call the Ghostbusters. They don't call Slimer and the Ghostbusters. You know who they call? They call the Albemarle County Police Department. So 6 people on the Board of Supervisors think it's a good idea for a cash-strapped, and under-resourced Albemarle County Police Department to now serve as the 50% capacity police. So let me get something straight. I'm really confused. I'm flabbergasted. I'm frustrated. I'm somewhat confused. So Board of Supervisors, let me understand something here. Your budget is in shambles. Literally, your budget is in shambles because of COVID-19. Not because of you, but because food sales are down, restaurant sales are down, retail sales are down, hospitality, hotel sales are down. Your budget's in shambles for 2021. So you determine, Albemarle County Board of Supervisors, that in a time when we don't have money to educate our children properly, we're going to spend $123,000 to create an ambassador program. Folks, does that sound intelligent to you? $123,000 is close to 3 teacher salaries in Albemarle County. So instead of paying 3 teachers maybe 5 teacher aides, or instead of paying $123,000 to sanitize a school or to offer more cleanliness in a school, you're instead going to create an ambassador program where people are going to go around restaurants and count people and see if they're up to speed. Okay, that's dumb. The second thing that I think is ridiculous, and I'm going to emphasize this, is we are at a time in our world where people are asking. It just shows that the supervisors are not in touch. We're at a time in our world where millions of people in America are asking municipalities locally, are asking governments at the state level, and asking leaders across the country to, quote unquote, defund the police. Now, what defunding the police means, it means asking the police to do less. The Defund the Police movement basically says, is the police officer expected to be a counselor? Is the police officer expected to be somebody who breaks up domestic violence? Is the police officer expected to be a drug addiction counselor? Is the police officer expected to be somebody that responds to a drunk on the downtown mall passed out? But the folks that want to defund the police, and frankly speaking, I think we're asking our police officers to do way too much. I'm not knocking the police. I think the police have a job that is very difficult. The police are needed in any community to maintain order. The boys in blue, I am not knocking you. I think you're being asked to do too much for what you're being paid to do. So at a time where America is asking municipalities and government to defund the police, the 6 people that run Albemarle County are giving the police more responsibility, more on their plate, and are now asking them to be essentially COVID-19 bouncers that determine population and capacity in businesses across Albemarle. Guys, someone tag the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. Tag the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors on any of these Facebook pages. Tag them now. Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. Why are you asking an Albemarle County Police Department that is already strapped on resources, an Albemarle County Police Department that will most likely not have the same financial resources in 2021 or potentially beyond because COVID-19 has crushed your budget? Why are you asking the boys in blue in Albemarle to be COVID-19 bouncers and to count capacity at restaurants in your county? This is the antithesis, Ann Malik. This is the antithesis, Ann Malik. This is the absolute antithesis, Ann Malik, of the Defund the Police movement. It's an indication of not being in touch with what your community wants. Do you understand? Do you comprehend? Okay, let's move forward. Same topic though. So we're going to hire potentially, and this is going to be determined on August 5th. They did a meeting yesterday to table everything to August 5th where the actual vote's going to happen. Why that makes sense to me, I have no idea. It's the absolute opposite of what being a small business owner and an entrepreneur is. Okay? This is paralysis of analysis, what they're doing. What I do is go, and what all you guys do that are in our shoes of being the shot caller or the rainmaker at a small business is, you go in, you do something, you see if it sticks to the wall. I understand government's a little bit different. I will give them that. So you're going to potentially hire some ambassadors at $123K. You're going to potentially charge business owners with class 3 misdemeanors if they don't follow these capacity laws. I got some other questions for you. Ned Galloway in yesterday's meeting talked about regional coordination. Regional coordination. Here's what regional coordination means. Most people that live in Charlottesville or in Albemarle County do not know where that invisible line is when you go from Charlottesville and into Albemarle, or from Albemarle into Charlottesville. So regional coordination is the Board of Supervisors trying to leverage their influence to encourage the city of Charlottesville and the University of Virginia to follow suit in the new policy for COVID-19 that they're considering integrating and implementing on August 5th. And why he wants and why the board wants regional coordination is this. Let's say you have a business in Albemarle and you have a business in the city of Charlottesville. They could literally be across the street from each other. So a business that's in Albemarle and a business that's in the city of Charlottesville that literally is across the street from each other could have two different sets of guidelines or rules for working its business. Folks, you know what that's called? Confusion. Confusion. Wait a minute. I can go here and I can have capacity at my restaurant at a different spot or a different level than if I go right over here and it's 10 yards or 30 yards away. I'm confused. Okay? That's why they're trying to get regional coordination. Other questions that I have for you, boys and girls, and this is a big one. Did you guys know that the University of Virginia is on Albemarle County grounds, Albemarle County land? It sounds crazy, I know. UVA's in the city of Charlottesville. It's surrounded by the city of Charlottesville. But folks, UVA, the University of Virginia, its land is Albemarle County. Albemarle County. So, a question that I have that didn't come up yesterday. If on August 5th, these restrictions go into effect from 6 people that seem to have 0 to nothing from a business sense acumen standpoint, if these restrictions do go into effect, does it impact the University of Virginia? Huh? Board of Supervisors? Does it? I'm getting so frustrated. I'm getting so frustrated with local government and local government leaders. And I'm going to cut to the chase. You ready for this, Judah? I'm going to irk and irritate some people. I am getting so frustrated with local government in Albemarle County and the city of Charlottesville and its utter lack of vision, small business acumen, entrepreneurial experience, and just downright common sense when it comes to employing people and trying to create jobs and push the needle positively forward. I'm just getting so frustrated. And as a father, I'm getting really frustrated that folks like Ann Balak are trying to shut down public playing fields in Albemarle to stop the spread of COVID. Ann, you live on a farm. We know you have tons of space in northern Albemarle, or in Whitehall. That's her district. We know you have tons of space. And not all of us have that space at our home. So for you to try and shut down playing fields, public playing fields in the county, because of fear, it shows you're living in your world on a farm and not listening to your constituents that are parents that literally have, as a last resort, these parks and playing fields in Albemarle to entertain and tire their kid on any day of the week. Do you comprehend? Being outside is what we should be doing. Why would you try to shut down parks and public playing fields? Follow this closely. August 5th, write your boards of supervisors ASAP. I'm going to hold them accountable on this broadcast. And all of this further lights a fire in my belly to run for office. It lights a fire and it motivates me to a degree that only my wife knows to run for office. Because it's about damn time we have somebody that is influencing policy and decision making in the city and in the county that is not an activist. It's about damn time we have somebody in the city and in the county that has experience running a business and has people that are dependent on his or her decision making for their mortgages, their livelihoods, and what food they put in their mouth of themselves and their kids. Let's go to the next headline before I say something that I really regret. And everything I just said right there, I would say it 1,000 times over. 1,000 times over. Let's go to the Charlottesville Area Transit headline. It's on the screen behind me. Give me the thumbs up when it's on. Harvey Mayorga of Guajiros is going to join us in 3.5 minutes. Harvey Mayorga is one of the co-owners of Guajiros with his family, with his brothers. He is phenomenal. We're going to talk about his business expanding and let him tell you what's happening. A Charlottesville Albemarle Transit employee has tested positive for COVID-19. This press release, boys and girls, is concerning. We knew it would happen. Charlottesville Albemarle Transit is going to implement COVID-19 monitoring program in response to this positive employee test. I'm going to straight up say this before I go to the next headline, and Judah, the next headline is college professors. I fear for the future of public transportation. Why I fear for the future of public transportation is for a number of reasons. Reason one is the obvious. You will be on public transportation with strangers in a tight environment inside instead of outside. Reason number two, will everybody else riding the public transportation wear a mask or be mindful of your health? Reason number three, have you noticed how cheap gas prices are? And when fuel prices are cheap, and they will be for a while, that's going to encourage more vehicle transportation. I fear for the future of CAT. CAT was already struggling mightily before COVID. CAT now has ground to a halt. Furthermore, the Charlottesville Albemarle Transit has an employee that tested positive for COVID, which diminishes consumer confidence for the riding of buses. I fear for Charlottesville Albemarle Transit and its future. And I want to backtrack on something, and I want to give some props, and I'm going to search his name right here. I want to give some props to Gary Grant. And Gary Grant, if you're watching, I'm going to say this to you. Gary Grant yesterday, and he's a journalist, a talented journalist by trade. He sent me this email, which you see on screen behind me, and this email was roughly 7 paragraphs. And my friend Gary Grant, who I only know through the I Love CVille Network, did a phenomenal outline of what happened at the Board of Supervisors meeting yesterday, keeping everyone informed. Gary Grant from Earlysville. I think many of us who watched what happened yesterday left confused and scratching our heads. I certainly did. Gary felt similar. Ray Cadell, who's watching, felt similar as well. Okay, so Gary Grant, thank you for keeping me up to speed and for educating. I really appreciate you and your analysis and your writing, sir. I mean that. The next headline, Harvey Mayorga, if you're watching, we're going to go to you in about 2 minutes, my friend. The next headline, boys and girls, is college professors. What is the future of college professors? So I'm going to cut to the nitty-gritty. Thank you, Judah. I love you, Judah. You got it on screen. Judah keeps me in line. Judah and I have worked together for 8 years. I spend more time with Judah from a week-to-week standpoint often than I do with my wife. It's just the nature of work, especially when you grind like we do. Judah, an asset for this company and this firm. So college professors, one of the safest jobs you would think, especially if you get tenure. If you're on tenure track and you're in the college professor game and you get tenured, if you earn tenure, you cannot be fired. Very few companies and businesses and career track can you not be fired for poor performance. Tenured track professors are one. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the University of Akron, Boston University, and the University of Arizona are a few of the schools to lay off or furlough college professors because of the COVID-19 economic fallout. Get this, and are you ready for this? Duke University, Georgetown University, and Northwestern, three of the best schools in America, Duke, Georgetown, and Northwestern, are reducing the salaries of their college professors and are temporarily cutting retirement contributions. We could be on the cusp of a college and educational collapse like we've never seen before. If in-person education does not happen, the concept of tenured track and tenured professors is going to dismantle, diminish, and downright fall apart. If you don't have the kids in school, you're not in person, you're not going to have tenured track professors for much longer or tenured professors for much longer. Watch it. Watch it. We see ahead of where things are going here at the I Love CVille Network, and I'm telling you, this is something you're going to watch. Harvey Mayorga, 2 minutes away. We're going to reach out to you in 2 minutes. The C-Ville Weekly, Judah, finally got around to covering the slot machines inside Prime 109. So finally, we saw the Daily Progress do it yesterday. We saw the C-Ville Weekly do it in this particular edition. We had this story for you a couple of weeks ago. We caught a lot of grief from the folks at Prime 109 about letting folks know about the slot machines in their restaurant. Well, folks, now the media, Daily Progress, and C-Ville Weekly has caught up to the news cycle that we're creating. Okay? I think you should know that these are in a business, especially downtown. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Also, intriguing concept came to mind. We know in 2021, Virginia is going to allow 5 to 12 gambling licenses for sports betting. 5 to 12 gambling licenses for sports betting. So an intriguing thing that comes to mind here, is there a sports betting license on the horizon that can be coupled with gambling and slot machines called games of skill? I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. 5 to 12 sports betting licenses will be issued in early 2021. If you can do sports betting licenses under a roof, and you can allow people to go inside a sports betting facility and an OTB and bet on horses or bet on sports, and then you also have the machines in there, you damn near have a casino, don't you? You don't have the table games. I love the table games. I'm a blackjack guy. I'm a hold'em guy. I love the table games. Frankly, the table games require more skill. I'm going to cut to the chase. That'll bother some people. But you have a gambling book, and you have slot machines. So is the concept of these 5 to 12 sports betting licenses that are going to be issued to have sports betting and slot machines? I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. That's all I'm doing, Judah Wickhauer. Let me reach out to Harvey Mayorga, J-Dubs. Harvey is a friend of the program. He's a smart guy. And Judah, if you could, will you pass me, my friend, the remote to this TV behind us? Because once I get Harvey on screen, the volume is going to come through like it did on the last show. And that's going to, you could toss it. How about a little throw on the show? Let's not screw this up. No, put it on studio. Okay, just throw it. That's fine. I wanted to make this into content. All right, I'm turning this down. That way, this doesn't ring. All right, I'm ringing Harvey, Judah. Harvey is Guajiros. The best Cuban sandwich in Charlottesville is at Guajiros. Harvey and Danilo are amazing people. I love this restaurant to the moon and back. I think Guajiros has been an incredible addition to the Charlottesville Downtown Mall. I love Harvey's hustle. I love his family's hustle. Their food is banging. I'm literally going to straight up say it. The best Cuban sandwich in Charlottesville is at this man's restaurant. And I'm going to straight up say it. I had 2 of the best cocktails I've had in Charlottesville at Guajiros. We have Harvey on the line. Judah, let's give the thumbs up. All right, Harvey, you're live, my friend. You're on screen behind us, too. You got a hell of a lot of freaking people watching you, dude. All right, talk to us here. What's going on, my friend? What's good?
Nothing, man. Just
hey, do you have your mic on? We can't hear you. Can you hear him, Judah?
I can hear him.
Oh, you can hear him? I can't hear him. Shoot, I can't hear him, J-Dubs. All right, let me do this. I think I know what it is, Harvey. Hold on one second. I'm going to turn off AirPlay. It's on my end. It's not your end. All right, I got you now. Can you hear me, Harvey?
I can. Can
okay.
you hear me?
I can hear you now. We're good. All right, my friend, the show is yours. Talk to us. What's good with you? What's new?
So nothing, man. Thank you for having me here today again. I love your show. To be here. Nothing. Lots of things going on with Guajiros. They're not ready for a big announcement yet, but you will see one in a week or two. Just finishing up some paperwork, but we are expanding. So we're gonna be closer to university, closer to like downtown area. So thank you for the kudos on the cocktails. That's a big part of what we're doing this. We're finding a place that it's going to have an actual bar, so we're going to be able to, within like social distancing everybody and be able to provide cocktails. And I have a cocktail background.
You do.
So I'm going to finally be able to expand that within Guajiros though. So, stay tuned for a lot more like fresh pina coladas and some like frozen mojitos and a lot more going on coming from us.
Okay, I'm going to throw this to you. So I know the nitty gritty. I'm not going to spill the beans. Those are your beans to spill here. What we can say now is what? What can we say now?
That we're expanding. That we're getting a bigger place, a lot of outdoor seating, or at least more outdoor seating than what we have right now. So we can keep up with the ever-changing, situation that we find ourselves in, though. So we can say that, like we can say definitely that it's going to be a bigger experience than what we have right now. So we're just growing to the next stage.
Okay, and you did say, I didn't say this, you did say it's going to be near the university potentially.
Yes.
Okay. Can what do you do with the original location?
That's still up for discussion. We're talking to some people, trying to see if we continue with both locations as the other location transitions into something else. But we don't know yet. That's why we are still hesitant to announcing it, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen though. So if we find the right fit of the right team to continue with the original location, we will do that. We'll keep both open. But I think eventually we're going to close that up and move to the new spot.
Is it hard to hire right now? Is it hard to find good people?
It is. But the way we are working, again, I'm sorry I cannot give you much information. This is happening this week and nothing is in paper yet.
Sure.
But the way we're thinking is partnering up with someone that we know that actually come from our background, from Nicaragua and all that live here, to take over. They've owned 3 different restaurants in Nicaragua. They kind of have the same vibe. So we're in discussions of partnering up with them to be able to continue with 2 locations.
I love it. Dudes are making moves. I love these guys here.
Yeah.
Your spot on 29 is banging. Like I said, the food is good. The food is banging. It's the best Cuban sandwich in town. And I'm going to catch a lot of heat from that because there's other Cuban sandwiches out there, but I straight up believe that.
Appreciate that.
How about the community? I mean, they love you guys. I mean, at your location, Guajiros, they love you guys. Put that in perspective.
Oh, absolutely. No, we've mentioned to a few people that have come through that this is happening. And like I said, like
Harvey, can I say this to you? You guys are literally the talk of the restaurant community. This is one of the worst kept secrets in Charlottesville because everybody loves your restaurant so much. But I'm going to keep the secret. Is the plan for the other spot more of a sit down restaurant? Is that the plan?
We're going to be using the outdoors.
Okay.
And eventually that.
Okay.
Well, let's do this. The moment I'm able to talk about it, I'll let you know, and we'll do another one of these, and I'll give you all the details.
Okay,
what about that?
That's good. All right, I love that.
Everything but my business plan, everything but my finances, everything else is yours.
Okay.
So we can talk about it.
How about the business, man? How did you guys manage COVID? How did everything go with COVID? How about the fear first? The fear that we all had in the beginning.
Absolutely. So we try to keep our place, as clean as possible. We've always followed those standards. With COVID, it wasn't too hard to adapt because just keep cleaning just a little harder, a little bit more frequent. When Phase 3 came about, that allows people to come in. Unfortunately, we don't have enough room in our location, so we added tables outside, and we kept it as takeout only if you want to, for the inside area, and then some tables outside for if you want to sit. That's what we make that a decision. We knew that we were losing a little bit of business because people sometimes want to sit down, but we rather be a little bit safer because we're a small crew though, and we're a family. So if one gets sick or not, it's everybody gets sick because we all see each other every day. So we decided, took the executive decision to just keep it closed as takeout and delivery only. If you wanted a seating, there was outside seating though. That's kind of what we did with the cocktails to go thing. I think it helped us a lot.
It was so good, dude. The cocktails are banging, and I love how you present the cocktails. I love like how they come. They almost come in like, is it almost like an IV bag? They coming in, dude. It's sexy, and the cocktails were strong and packed a punch. They were priced well. That's your background, right?
That is my background. So that's what I bring onto the tables. Yeah, I was itching to get like cocktails going, but then we got the license, and then COVID happened. So we're like, this is never gonna happen. And then, when it was allowed to go, we took advantage of that. So. By doing that, we're like, all right, let's try to figure it out. Now it's not like they're running out the door. It's a good flow. And we have it limited because of that. We have 4 cocktails. The Guajiros margarita, which is done with hibiscus syrup. We have our Cuba Libre, has a little bit of a twist outside of the rum and coke. Just it has a couple of other things in it. We have our limeates are very popular within our customers because they're freshly made. So we spike that up so you can have an option of putting vodka, rum, or tequila in it. And then we have Moscow Mule. We use 1821 ginger beer, which is my girls from Atlanta. They create this like natural fresh ginger beer that's fantastic. So I wanted to like use that and help them out, also a small business. So we have a small list of cocktails that you can actually take home and put it in the little bags, the IV bags they call it, with the new concept that we will talk, that's going to expand. It's going to expand a lot.
You're going to crush it there. And I can't wait till you can let us know. How about this question here? So we're a family business. You're a family business. How about the good, the bad, and the ugly of working with family all the time and then seeing family all the time? All right, do the good first and then the, because it's not all roses, Harvey.
It's not, but it's a business, right? So, it's a lot of growing up in the same house, obviously in the same family, having the same values, that it's helps a lot. Hardworking, honesty, things that were taught to us from the beginning. So in terms of that, we know what we want to be, we know what we need to do, and we're on the same page though. So that helps a lot. Plus, my dream was always to open a restaurant with my brothers, or any type of business with my brothers. We tried to do something in Miami. It didn't work out, but it was harder than we expected. But that was always I wanted to do that. My dad has opened businesses with his family and his brothers. He's the second out of 9. So trying to keep like the same concept going, So we love working. At least I love working with my family though. So it's fantastic.
We'll throw this to you here. How about you, man? You got, is it 2 kids?
I got 2 kids now.
Okay, yeah. Because did I see you last in the restaurant? Was your wife pregnant?
Yes.
Okay, so you are running a restaurant. You are keeping a roof over your head. You're doing this with family. You're expanding your operation while having 2 young children?
Yes.
How the hell are you sleeping? How's it going? How is Harvey?
Well, that I give all the credit to Danilo and Sebastian.
Okay.
They're the ones who run the show at the restaurant, though. They're the ones who put the 14-hour days. They understand where I sit. I try to help as much, but that's all of them. I have zero to do there. I do everything I can to help, and I work my hours and I do my thing. But that's on them. Because they're there, it allows me to have two small kids and do everything we're doing though. So, I love you guys. Kudos to that.
Sebastian and Danilo are amazing. Sebastian, just like the nicest dude. I go in there and I'm like blown away with how like nice and kind and hospitable these gentlemen are at their restaurant. I mean, just grace with these guys. Throw this to you here. Restaurants in general. What are you seeing? You're a connected guy. You have friends in Nicaragua, family in Nicaragua, Miami. I mean, restaurants are in your blood here. Where do you see them going here in this COVID world?
Man, it's scary. I see a lot of people trying to figure out what to do. I think that the ones who are kind of like stepping back a little bit, organizing themselves and accepting what's happening and changing and adapting are the ones who are going to continue growing. It's a tough world out there, man. So we're lucky that our operations at the moment of all this was a little smaller than the average restaurant. So that we're blessed that happened to us, though. I see at the same time a lot of opportunities. A lot of furlough or people that got let go that it was the push they needed to let me jump on board, let me get someone together and then open something up. Like I said, in every time I'm asked about this, Charlottesville is the place to do it. It's the community is so helpful, so willing to help small business, not only restaurants but everything. That I think that's what's the ones that are putting the work and the ones are trying to figure it out and adapting. I think it's the community where we're in that's allowing us to do that, though.
I love it. You killed this interview. Final question. We're a platform of hope. A lot of people are scared out there, but we have a mindset of cautious optimism, and we're hopeful people. I think we're generally and naturally like that because we're entrepreneurs. I mean, you almost have to have that mindset when you launch a business. When 80% of them fail in their first 3 years, I mean, we're nuts to do this, but we do this because we love it. Final word for you with a platform of hope. You have a lot of people watching here. Offer some hope to all those that are watching, Harvey.
Man, it's if three brothers, can do it, that came here with nothing, everybody can do it. Stay safe, stay distant when you can, love your people, love your friends, love your customers. Just try to send some good vibes into the world, man. That's the more of that we have, the better this world is, though. So keep going at it. Never stop. Never stop. These things, you don't fail. You just get experience. So just keep going at it. Keep going at it. Keep going at it. You'll make it.
I love that. You never fail. You just get more experience. That's a great line that I'm going to use. I'm going to reach out to you maybe next week.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm just finishing up details, but as soon as I have that info, we'll talk.
Okay. Love you guys. You guys have a good one. Good luck.
Take it easy.
Take care,
have a good
Harvey.
one. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Take care, Harvey, guys. Guajiros is awesome. Guajiros is awesome. Try this restaurant. Try this restaurant. I have done it many times. It is legit. It's bona fide. It's banging. I cannot say enough about what these guys are doing. Get the Cuban sandwich. I do the Cuban sandwich, the Cuba Libre, and then their fried cheese. Good Lord. I would bathe with their fried cheese. Their fried cheese is an utter delicatessen. It's just unbelievably good. Curtis Shaver's watching. He says, heady vibes only. Heady vibes only. I agree, Curtis. Heady vibes only. Julian Freeman, Curtis's fabulous better half, says, Congressman Jerry Miller, I would love to run for the 5th. That's a conversation for my wife and I. I would love to run for the 5th. It's a gerrymander district now, but maybe you see a run in the 5th next go around. We'll see. Time will tell. Give the show a like and a share. Give the show a like and a share on any of these Facebook pages you're watching. Judah, let's go to the Judah camera. I need to get Judah in the mix here. And the ladies love when Judah Wickhauer comes on screen. The ladies love his trim beard. The ladies love his sparkling personality. The ladies love his eyes, his quick wit. I'm putting a lot of pressure on here. When the camera goes to you, Judah, you better embody all these damn qualities, okay? Judah Wickower, I'm going to the Judah camera. Guajiros to you, Judah Wickower, and your family. You guys love that spot, don't you?
Of course we do.
Of course we do. Why do you love it?
I mean, you just can't get food like that everywhere.
Right.
It requires a special type of love of the business you're running to just, have that love show through in every bite.
Oh, good Lord. I like it, Judah. Poignant, poetic, and perspective-oriented individual. That was alliteration. Poignant, perspective, and poetic. Give it a like, give it a share. More comments coming in. This is coming from Christopher Eagle. He says, do it, Jerry. Do it. Run. Make it happen. You should. I got to talk to the lady there. Gary Grant. I love you, Gary Grant. Albemarle County Attorney said yesterday that Albemarle ordinances do not have jurisdiction over UVA grounds. Okay, Gary Grant, thank you. Thank you, Gary Grant. He's keeping us on our toes. So that answers one of my questions. The attorney from Albemarle says we do not have jurisdiction over UVA. Gary Grant, thank you. I love when you share your perspective on this show, Gary Grant. Thank you very much. Julian Freeman says, I love Guajiros. John over at Pro Renata, run, Jerry, run. Boy, will that stir things up. I got to talk to the missus. I think we could pull it off. I mean, 38,000 votes won the Democratic primary. And I'm a libertarian, guys. I'm a libertarian. As a libertarian, I believe a woman has a right to do whatever she wants with her body. Who am I to tell what a woman is going to do with his or with her body? Okay? As a libertarian, do whatever you want with your body. It's your body. As a libertarian, I do not care who you marry. Who am I to say who you can fall in love with? Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that Bob Good is making this huge thing about Denver Riggleman officiating a same-sex marriage, Bob Good, we're in 2020. This is not 1950 Bob Good. I'm talking to you who's running for Congress. Open up your mind, Bob Good. Okay? Okay, I'm a libertarian who doesn't want the government in his shit. I don't need the government telling me what to do. I don't know why the government tries to tell folks what to do. Okay? I'll pay my taxes, although you're taxing me way too much. I'll pay my taxes. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a libertarian. Okay? I think a libertarian mindset would do well in a community like ours. And regardless, and I'll get on to the next headline, do we not need a third party across the board? Why are two old white guys the only options we have for president? Huh? I am a 30-something male, and I'm tremendously disenchanted with the two options we have for president. Two old white guys, one with questionable morals, one with questionable mental faculty. Mental stability. As a 30-something-year-old, why do we only have these folks as our options? Imagine what a black woman is thinking, or a Hispanic woman, or a Hispanic male, or a black male. If I'm disenchanted with the options we have, what are folks, don't let them go, J-Dubs. We don't need to answer it. Yeah. What are folks that are not white thinking? I mean, we need a third party. Okay? Give the show a like and a share. Give it a like and a share. Rosemary Paso, welcome to the program. Larry Rhodes, I love you. Clay Tolbert says this: the idea that we need to create a new government agency to police COVID precautions is dumb. You can just walk that on set if you want, J-Dubs. The idea that we need to create a new government agency to police COVID precautions is dumb because the solution to get it under control was the lockdown in March and April, and we squandered it. Until 2 weeks ago, it was an open secret that businesses were openly flaunting COVID regs, and it took a new governor's order and some surprise CDC visits in town to actually make business enforce regulations. It sucks that we have to deal with it, but we do. I disagree, Clay. I disagree, and I respect your opinion. Clay, you hold us accountable on this program. I love when you share and offer perspective. And Clay has different perspective than me because he works on the front lines in restaurants. I totally get it. But the idea that we need to create a new government agency to police COVID, he says is needed. I say it's not needed. We don't have any money in the county to teach our students. We don't have any money in the county to pay our teachers the right amount. Yet we're spending $123,000 in tax revenue through the end of 2020 to create a new organization called Ambassadors? Ambassadors to count populations inside restaurants? And then once the ambassadors say, uh-oh, tattletaling, uh-oh, I'm snitching on you, uh-oh, I'm ratting you out, you have 55% inside your restaurant, uh-oh, let's call the fuzz, let's call the 5-0, let's call the popo, let's call the police. I mean, what is this? Are we in 5th grade? Are we in 5th grade? Are we in 5th grade? And then in a mindset where we're trying to defund the police, in a time when we're trying to ask the police to do less, county and the Board of Supervisors are asking the police to do more. What the heck? I don't understand it. And you know what? I think you guys feel the same. I mean, you feel the same. Oh, man. A couple more headlines we'll get to, JW. Virginia Film Festival announcing that it's going to a virtual format. I need a straight up, hey, my cousin's watching, John Miller. I love you, John Miller. John Miller's watching in Virginia Beach. We have 9 states watching the show right now. When we started this, we never thought we would say we have 9 states watching this show. It is the power of social media when used for positive force. The Virginia Film Festival, J-Dubs, you got that on screen? The Virginia Film Festival is pivoting its model. It's going to a virtual format. This is a kick in the you-know-where for downtown Charlottesville. The film festival was just a force of economic activity and positive momentum for businesses in downtown and midtown. You had people from outside the area flock to downtown for a phenomenal festival. And if you could afford the price of admission at the Virginia Film Festival, you could afford to patronize midtown and downtown. So not having the Virginia Film Festival, not having the Tom Tom Festival, and potentially not having UVA football? Ay, señor, this is concerning. All right, one more before we go. Andre Xavier, Teresa Davis, hello. Donna, Maria, welcome to the program. Thank you kindly for watching us. One more, a positive headline, Judah, before we get out of here. Malcolm Brodgon, yes, the president. Malcolm Brodgon is a guy that is a UVA grad, a guy that embodies everything that is good about the University of Virginia. Malcolm Brodgon is a person that I am proud to have come through UVA. He plays for the Indiana Pacers right now. He started his career with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was the Rookie of the Year award winner. Malcolm Brodgon has launched a foundation, the Brodgon Family Foundation. So here you have a guy who is playing basketball, literally, and we got the panel over here off, J-Dubs. We just need to get the iPad on set, and that way the panel doesn't go off. We have a guy in Malcolm Brodgon who is practicing with a mask on, literally practicing with a mask on to help his teammates stay healthy. We have a guy in Malcolm Brodgon who was on the streets protesting George Floyd's murder, literally protesting the murder in a positive way, in an upbeat way, a nonviolent way. And now we have a guy in Malcolm Brodgon who's launching a foundation to positively impact the lives of children, families, and communities globally through strategic investments in clean water infrastructure, education, and advocacy for civil and human rights for all. I mean, what a mission statement. Let me read the mission statement for the Malcolm Brodgon Foundation again. We will positively impact the lives of children, families, and communities globally through strategic investments in clean water infrastructure, education, and advocacy for civil and human rights of all. Malcolm Brodgon, I salute you. You are one of my favorite players to ever come through the University of Virginia. You are a phenomenal representation of this university. Thank you for coming here through Charlottesville, and thank you for doing things the right way. That's a guy that I can see running for office once this is all said and done. My name is Jerry Miller. This is the I Love CVille Show. It airs Mondays and Fridays, Mondays through Fridays, 12:30 to 1:30 on the I Love CVille Network. I love you too, John Miller. That's my cousin. Love you, cuz. Love you. We need to drink some beers soon, John. Please, I really mean that. We'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 and at 10:15 with Real Talk. Real Talk is an insider's guide to real estate life and the pursuit of happiness, starring Keith Smith of Yes Team Realtors. Tomorrow at 10:15, Real Talk, one of my favorite shows, and then 12:30, the I Love CVille Show. Guys, take care. Be easy. Have fun.